Hello ladies and gentlemen, and this is Pokemon Ideas 8, and today we have a Seismitoad Giratina list for you. This list, well not this exact list, but this deck idea or concept won the Arena Cup, the European Arena Cup, just a couple weeks back. So this deck has been floating around in League Challenges, winning here and there, and let's hop right into the deck. So first off, we've got Shaman EX. It's got this great setup ability, which allows you to draw through your deck really fast and get the resources you need. When you play this card from your hand onto your bench, you can draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. So that's really great. The original list played 3 of those. So, I don't have 3, so I'm not playing 3. We've got Giratina here. This is really helpful in the matches with like fighting. Let's see what else is there. Mega Manetric. I had to think about that for a second. I don't know. That was weird. But it's got the reason it's really good in the Megas battles is because Seismitoad just can't deal with them. 5 turns to knock out a Primal Groudon or Primal Kyogre is just ridiculous. Well, obviously saying that you don't have to go toxins, but this guy prevents all damage done to him by actually all effective attacks. So that means what are some of the megas that like paralyze? Like Mega Ampharos that would just not paralyze, and the damage would be also denied. But yeah, it's got Chaos Wheel for a double dragon and a double colorless. Your opponent can't attach any of its tools, special energy, or stadium cards. So imagine how helpful that is in the fighting matchup where their main things are to support them are strong energy, fighting stadium, and muscle band. That's 60 damage you're preventing. They can't even place those. For the entire game, if you can stream double Giratinas, that's pretty much canceling them out for a very long time. But yeah, Giratina's got 3 retreat, so I'm going to bring that up later on. We've got the 180 HP beefy Seismitoad with a Quaking Punch for double colorless, 30 damage, and your opponent can't play item cards next turn. It's got 3 retreat as well, so if you wanted to splash some heavy balls in this deck, you sure could do that if you found it necessary. But I found that it's just fine with 4 Ultra Ball. We've got Hoopa EX, which is a 170 HP Psychic type Pokemon. It's got the ability Scoundrel Wheel, or Scoundrel Ring. And it lets you basically get, when you play it from your hand onto your bench, you can grab any 3 Pokemon EX, except for Hoopa EX, and put them in your hand. Well, that's pretty great for grabbing all the stuff we need, such as Seismitoad, Giratina, or Shaman, or Keldeo. It's just really helpful. Keldeos basically are free retreat for all the heavy retreat Pokemon, because we've got 2, 3, and 3. So Keldeo really helps because it's got this Russian ability, basically pushes itself into the active spot, and then pushes whatever's in the active spot onto the bench. So if you got Floatstone, you could easily just push yourself up and then retreat into whatever you need. So yeah, there's that. And then we've got our special energy. Here is 3 dragon energy. Double dragon, this is for Giratina. 3 is just really consistent, 4 is a little too much. And too much for just the 2 Giratina that you're playing. And it's really nice when you're able to attach up to 2 double dragons onto your Giratina, because then you don't have to waste or use a double colorless on a Giratina. You can use it on stuff like Seismitoad or Shaman. But if you can end up doing that, you actually have enough, like more than enough double colorless for the entire game, unless your opponent's playing like a bunch of Zerosic. But yeah, we've got the obvious 4 double colorless, because obviously Giratina uses it, Shaman uses it, and Seismitoad uses it. So it's pretty obvious why it's in here. Now let's go over our supporter lineup. We've got 1 Juniper, just because we don't want to waste our resources. There's no way to get resources back in this deck, unless you want to throw some like tool retrievers or something like that. I don't know why you put that in here, but yeah, it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, you really just want to be discarding your resources. The original deck played 4 Sycamore. I just don't know how I feel about that. I went with the 1 Juniper. We play 2 Lysander, obviously because it wins you games. Basically, it just grabs any Pokemon off your opponent's bench and brings it to the active spot. So, if you got like a 180 damaged Manectric on the bench and you've got 2 prizes left, you can just Lysander that baby and knock them out. And we've got 3 ends. We're only playing 3 because we don't want to be drawing to these too much where it's going to hurt us in the late game. But it also enough that we can draw into them into the late game where it can help us. Or if we're taking like a prize card, like we're behind in the prize trade, we can come back with N, end them down to 1, and go from there. We've got 2 Shaunas, basically just to, once again, not punish ourselves with N. When we take the lead in the prize cards, they could end us down, and we just don't want to be drawing into ends and not getting cards we need. We've got also 1 Team Flare Grunt. This is just discards any special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Really helpful in like stalling for Mega Manectric and stuff like that. Pretty simple right there. We've got our 4 Ultra Ball. Pretty obvious why we have those. Really, you could probably get by with 3 just because when you grab Hoopa, that just grabs you the 3 cards that you need. But the main reason we're using them is for Shaman and Hoopa. You're never going to be grabbing like a single Seismitoad or like a Giratina. Maybe you're going to be grabbing a single Keldeo if it's somehow like prized and you get it from prizes in like the NU or something like that. But yeah, we're only playing 3 Muscle Band because there's only 3 Seismitoad and Giratina doesn't really need it. The original list only played 2, but I didn't really feel comfortable only playing 2. I felt like you really needed like that extra 20 damage for Giratina with like to knock out those Shamans when your resources are depleted. You don't have got the Hypnotoxic Lasers. We were playing the 2 Floatstone, obviously for Keldeo. This just gives Keldeo free retreat. We've got the 1 Computer Search. This lets us discard 2 cards of any card in our deck and just grab any card we need. So basically really helpful with like grabbing Headringers, Supporters, Double Dragons, Special Energy, and stuff like that. Then we play 1 Tool Scrapper. This is really great and expanded because you can discard your opponent's Headringers. No, the Headringers that your opponent placed on you, or stuff that you don't want on your opponent, like let's say the Mega Manectric Genesect matchup. You want to get rid of that G Booster and the Spirit Links to Headringer them. That's really helpful. And the tech cards I really enjoy in this deck that haven't really been seen play a lot is Pokemon Catcher. Basically, Pokemon Catcher was really dominant in the later formats, or formats before this, but now that the rule changed with Flip a Coin, if heads, you get to grab any Pokemon from your opponent's bench and bring it to the active spot, has really just nerfed this card from play. But I really enjoy having it in the deck because I just found that you need more Lysanders, and sometimes you just play your supporter for the turn and you just can't play Lysander after that. So being able to Pokemon Catcher after you play supporter is really helpful when you get the heads. I just found it's really great in matchups with like Reggie-I, Stomfan, and what else is there? Gengar, Trevenant, getting out of the... Yeah, never mind. That won't help you get out of the Trevlock. But yeah, we've got Laser Bank, and the reason we've got Laser Bank in here is because Seismitoad really isn't doing... It's four-shotting any EX, really, that's got 170, 180 HP. So that's really just speeds up the damage output by about 1 to 2 turns in knocking out an EX. So that's really nice. And then we've got our 4 Crushing Cameras. This is really important in the Mega Manectric matchup because once they get a Turbo Bolt off, they're just set for the game practically. They're going to set up another Mega Manectric and they're just going to blow up. So you really just want to make sure that you are just controlling the board at all times. Flip Coin if heads, discard an energy anywhere on your opponent's deck, or on the field, on any of your opponent's Pokemon. I'm sorry. So we've got 4 Super Goop Ups. This is really helpful because once again, Seismitoad is only attaching one energy, so you can just scoop him up and then just reattach that energy. You don't have to attach like 3 energies for him or something. You can just attach everything back and then the damage is gone. Or you could scoop up shamans or hoopas, which could be easy targets. And yeah. Then we've got our 4 VS Seeker. This is an obvious play because we're not really too heavy on the support lineup, where we want to draw into Lysanders or Team Flare Grunts, or just ends. That is why they're in here. Then we've got our 3-head ringer. 3-head ringer is really important because you just want to make sure that your opponent can't attack. You want to be dominating the board and controlling it at all times. This is, once again, extremely helpful in the Mega Man matchup, or any Mega matchup, where you can get a head ringer off first turn. It just totally just slows them down by a whole turn, because it takes a whole turn to Mega Evolve without a Spirit Link. So, yeah guys, this is my Seismitoad Giratina list, and I hope you liked it. Tune in for more, and peace.